writers from them. Now, there's Hafs, who takes this person who kind of recites from Asim, and this is the main reading of the Quran today. Now, Asim does have another student as well, Abu Bakr ibn Abi Ayyash, who would have some variations. How does Hafs and Asim from these 14 become the correlate for what is the Qira'atul Amma, and the other 13 miss it? How does that happen? Because that's a huge question mark. It's the elephant in the room.
Right, right. So my teacher Ghamidi Saab actually has tried to solve this riddle, and his I would say his thesis is that Hafs was the only person who read the Qira'atul Amma without adding his ikhtiyar, without adding his preference from the various choices that he had. The rest, they added their ikhtiyar. They chose from different readers, from different Sahaba, and they made up their own selection. Hafs was the only person. So before actually I elaborate on this, let me
No,
also just point
wow.
this out.
Okay, that's
All these,
very, very, very fascinating because
all these,
I didn't
yeah.
have that answer before. Okay,
So
carry on.
these
Yeah,
these
sorry.
readers were actually very adept. They wanted to have the lahja of the Arabs. So all of them, they copied the Arabs. You'll see that most of them are non-Arabs. They're from different countries, from Iran, from the across the nations. So they wanted that the Quran should be read in the lahja, in the accent and the dialect of the Arabs. So they would have this pronunciation as close as they could, and each of them had their distinction. And what each of them did was that not only they had their own lahja, which they thought they would be copying from the Arabs, so each of them also exercised his ikhtiyar, which, of course, as I said, was the choice that they had in selecting from various readings. It appears that Hafs was the only person who did not, and this is expressly stated in history as well, that he just presented whatever was the reading of Abu Abdurrahman al-Sulami, of course, who was some he inherited from in the times of Usman, the same reading on which Usman had guided people on the Musaf. So he's the only person who maybe tried the lahja. He tried to teach people in the lahja of the Arabs without adding any ikhtiyar, without adding any preference.
But here there's a question that would be faced with, when if saying that, and that is that obviously these people, they are exercising this license to kind of choose from here. This talfiq, what in fiqh they call talfiq, like choosing,
Yep.
like let's say I want to pray, I'm going to take this part, I'm going to put my hands here like the Shafi'is, but I'm going to do this like the Hanafis, I'm going to do now. By them doing that demonstrates, without stating it, the fact that they believed that that was something permissible to do.
Right, absolutely. So you see, this is one of the reasons that these qiraat were given sanctity, or they were regarded to be sacred, was the hadith itself, Anzul al-Quran ala sabatu ahraf, because one of the interpretations of sabatu ahraf is that there are seven variations amongst the qiraat, seven different types of variation. For example, in wahid jama, for example, in taqdeem ta'khir, for example, in the vowels coming at a certain place. So one of the reasons which sanctioned these qiraat was this hadith. According to them, they said that the Quran has been revealed on seven ahruf, and these are basically ahruf that we have. And the next part of the hadith says, فَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنْهُ, which means that you can adopt any one which is appropriate for you. So this is the choice which was given. The only thing is that it was not given to everyone. Only people of insight were given this. And as you said, that Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid only selected seven of them. Before them, we have Tabri actually selecting 30 readings. We have Abu
Exactly. Yeah.
Ubaid Qasim ibn Salam selecting 25. So there were different people who had. The only thing was that because in Baghdad he became very popular, Abu Bakr ibn Mujahid, and he was also a state emissary. He had a state position as well. So his selection and his choice was as if it was being adopted by state authorities. So it received a lot of impetus, and hence you find that his choice prevailed. And because of the Unzul Quran Sabatu Ahraf Hadith, and because of the fact that they were receiving various narratives which had these Quranic verses piecemeal, so they said that okay, on the one hand we have the permission from the Prophet which says read any of these seven ahruf, and on the other hand we actually have those ahruf in data being before us. So we are just applying this hadith on that data and choosing فَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنْهُ the way we would like to.
Sure. But there's still another interesting question here. Um, if we take this understanding of, let's say, the qira'ah was always one, and then it correlated with Hafs and Asim, because, and that was actually, that's a very good explanation why, because I was thinking, how would you get past this point, and you did get past that. That's definitely, and so I didn't know that response before.